Thanks, Carolyn. So right now, I want to say a couple of things by way of introduction. We're going to talk after all of these pitch sessions happen about next steps and where we go from here with these ideas that have been presented and with the network interest and commitment to work on them. But I want to frame up front, maybe pitch isn't the best term to use, but we used it because it got people's attention. You're pitching ideas. I think it's primarily known from like a business or kind of incubator or accelerator context. Maybe it's because I'm a baseball fan, I like the word pitch. But really what they are is their proposals. We're not, this isn't a competition where you're selecting one over the other and there are winners and losers. As you can probably tell through reading through all of these, and given the enormity and the importance of the commitments and the goals that we have as a state, it's likely going to take many or all or more of what you're seeing, and many of them are complementary. They are not mutually exclusive or either or questions. So I just want to make sure to say that up front, and you'll see many similarities and connections between them as we go through session by session. So with that, in my earlier presentation, I mentioned that we convened over the last year of Vermont Energy Future Initiative of 24 folks who helped us really dig into key research questions and shape up the format for this event today and our work as a network together going forward. And two of the key leaders in that initiative have been Jennifer Berman, who was a founder of the Energy Action Network, now works with the Garfield Foundation, and is one of our closest and best friends as a network. And Carrick Johnson, who many of you know, and speaking from the perspective of total energy expertise, is somebody who has a varied and very impressive and important experience across energy sectors in Vermont, and is also just a good, fun moderator. So it's perfect that both of them will be moderating this next session. Before I pause, there's one thing I forgot to mention in my earlier presentation about the Vermont Energy Future Initiative. So it wasn't just framing up this summit and the call for pitches or proposals. When we identified those research gaps, we also had volunteers step forward or commissioned research to help fill them. So for those who want to see, not now, but later, on the EAN website, there are key white papers and reports that were generated as a part of it that relate to many of the questions we're discussing today and many of the pitches you'll hear. So Karen Glitman, who was formerly an EAN board member, former director of Efficiency Vermont, now a senior fellow with Energy Action Network, led a report on what Vermont can learn from cap and invest models like our participation in RGGI and like Quebec and California have done with the Western Climate Initiative. And very related to this next session, we commissioned a comprehensive in-depth report from Dave Roberts at Drive Electric Vermont /VEIC. And that whole set of slides, some of which are going to be in Linda's presentation. It was a joint effort between Dave and Linda on the pitch. You'll hear from her. That full presentation is also up on the website, and we will be adding additional research and reports that will be helpful to these conversations going forward. So now that I have corrected my mistake and explicitly mentioned that, I am very excited to introduce our moderators for not one, but all three pitch sessions. Huge service, and big gratitude to Jen and Carrick for doing this. So come on up.